Shalom, shalom. We back with another video. So before I get started, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, with Kahak Wadash, to the elder apostles and elder bishop of Great Millstone, who rule well. I'd like to give double honor, shalom, to the 144,000, to the 1/3, to the hopeful elect, shalom. We're here with another lesson. I'm going to call evils and only evils are here. Evils and only evils are here to stay. I'm reading this article that says at least 30 hurt at the vehicle strike crowd outside Los Angeles nightclub. The driver was then shot by bystanders, police say. At least 30 people was injured, seven of them critically when a vehicle drove into a crowd waiting in line outside of East Hollywood nightclub early Saturday, according to Los Angeles Fire Department. The Los Angeles Police Department, Captain Ben Fernandez, told the Los Angeles Times the driver was kicked out of the Vermont Hollywood for being disruptive before the incident. From review of the video, he went up to the sidewalk further down, and when he hit bystanders, it was an intentional act, Salakia. Fernandez told the LA Times. He was pulled from the car, handcuffed by security, and then beaten by bystanders before being shot in the back by an individual from across the street. Damn. The driver has been identified as 29-year-old Fernando Ramirez, Jake. According to LAPD, Ramirez was arrested on suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon, but a motive has not yet been identified. An LAPD spokesman told CNN, clarified that the suspect was shot in the buttocks in the aftermath of the crash. Arriving firefighters found a vehicle had been driven through a large number of people in front of the Vermont Hollywood music venue. They drove through a taco stand, through the valet podium, and through the crowd of people that were waiting to go inside, said Captain Adam Van Jerpen, public information officer for the Los Angeles Fire Department. We're going to stop there, man. Let's go ahead and just be honest. With the state of the world, with how it's going, there shouldn't be nobody who's really ready to go clubbing. I mean, money's funny. People are wilding. Animals just on the loose. Death is at an all-time high. The government is setting themselves up to kill all those who don't want to get up under they how shall I put it? Up under their regime or new laws, something like that. It's not what I meant, but maybe they'll come to me later. But we're at a point where it's just pure chaos and wickedness that just running through Babylon the Great, even more so than the former years. So going out to a club, trying to be in a spirit of mirth and be happy and not think about the things that are going on, that's the wrong kind of spirit to have. You in an evil time, man, where people readily will shoot you before they give you a hand to help you up off the ground. So the be at a nightclub in this age is crazy work, man. It's crazy work. Especially in one like that where you know something more likely gonna pop off. So in your mind, you gotta think, hey, is this the right time for me to really be here? Is this the right kind of place I want to be at? If I'm if I'm leaving the house? Will this cause problems for me? Would there be a shooting, or would somebody do exactly what he did? You got to think about these things when you're out there, because we're living in this evil time. They're going to get us into our first scripture. This is Ephesians 5:15-16. See that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. And that walk don't mean just how you're moving yourself around, but also in your daily life, in your habits, in your manner of living. You got to be circumspect. You gotta weigh the options. You gotta weigh the cost of going out here now, because most people are not going out to have a good time. They're usually coming in now in clubs and stuff like that to be humbuggish and to fight. Why? Because everybody angry with the state of the world, with the state of the country at that. But before I go a little further, we're gonna go into that word walk. Because a lot of people don't think about how they should be really put emphasis not just on their surroundings, but on their life choices and habits, on the things that they may put themselves through. All right. Let's see. Walk Strong G 4043. Per P Fatel. Let's see, I think I butchered it.
Strong's G 4043. Peripateo. Peripateo.
Peripateo. From Strong G 4012 and Strong G 3961. To tread around all around, i.e., walk at large, especially as proof of ability. Figuratively, to live. See? It's how you live. Deport oneself. Follow as companion of voluntary. Go, be occupied with. Walk about. Biblical outline user. Walk, to walk, A, to make one's way, to progress, to make do. Use of opportunities. Yeah. You got to make use of those opportunities to be circumspect about the places you go. Like Elder Apostle Har say, man, when he go into Walmart, he know what he going in to get, and he's shooting right back out. Because anything can happen anywhere, and especially at these nightclubs, man. B, Hebrew for to live, to regulate one's life, to conduct oneself, to pass one's life, man. Yeah. When you walking circumspectly, man, when you regulating your life, you got to understand that clubbing thing ain't something I need to be doing right now. Not with how the world is going on. Not with the things that are going on in the world. And not just the world, in your own countries and neighborhoods. That's why the scripture says you got to walk circumspectly. Ephesians 5:15 from the top. See that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Why? Redeeming the time, because the days are evil. We're living in an evil time, man, where evil is on a rampant. Like I said, people will soon shoot you than to give you a hand up off the ground. Well, everybody's struggling. Money's tight. There's not enough jobs. More homeless people. So people are getting more desperate, and they're going to do things. People are going to crash out more because Yahweh Bashim Hawashai has that spirit of vengeance roaming around in full force. And this is only the beginning. Think about it, this is only the beginning of Jacob's trouble, of the evils that's going to come about and be done on this earth. Wait till Yahweh Bashim Hawashai turn that heat up on that fire and see what you want to be in a mirthful spirit when all kind of evils are going on around you. That's why the Bible warned. And it told you that more evils are here to come. This is Ezekiel 7:5. Thus said Yahweh power, and evil and only evil, behold, is come. And that evil, that evil is talking about is Jacob's trouble. Well, in this sense, what I'm using it for, the evil is talking about is Jacob's trouble. It's gonna be that great evil, man. Because it's gonna be the time where anything that can happen will happen. Because of famine, because of lack of resources, because people done just crashed out and gave up, so they ready to take any and everybody with them. Because your government is gonna come after its people. Yeah, it's gonna get bad and even worse than what I'm describing. So only evil is coming up, says Yahweh Ba'ashem Hawashai. Not only for Babylon the Great, but for the whole world. So you trying to be in the spirit of partying, having a good time. It's not that time, man. This is the time to get right with Yahweh Ba'ashem Hawashai and leave that mirthful spirit alone. It's best to get into that spirit of mourning now. Because once it go down, you ain't going to have time to cry with how bad Jacob's trouble going to be. How the scriptures describe, man, it's going to be like running into a lion, and escape from the lion and run into the bear, and escape from the bear. You ran into a house and put your hand on the wall, and a serpent's there. Just roughly paraphrasing. Meaning you're not going to have time to sit and consider or to sit and deal with those emotions or the evils that you're going to see. That's why now is the time to walk circumspectly. Before that evil get ramped up by Yahweh Ba'ashem Hawashai. Get out of that spirit of, I'm just going ahead and go party. I know things ain't right, but I'm going to just get out there and just enjoy myself. We're not in that time to even enjoy ourselves anymore. Evils and only evil is come, as the scriptures say. We're going to go here. Ecclesiastes 7, 2-4. It is better to be in the house of mourning than the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay at the heart. Yeah. You better get ready to get in that spirit. It's better to get it now. Like I said, during the time of Jacob's trouble, you're not going to have time to cry for a loved one, for a friend, for an acquaintance, a co-worker, for kids, for your husband, for your wife. You're not going to have that time, man. Or that great day of evil, once it truly get revved up into what Yahweh Ba'ashem Hawashai described it in Jeremiah 34-7. Man, you want to just go ahead and get prepared, man. The Lord said it's gonna be like a time like no other. But grown men gonna be hiding in fear, crying. And if you seen that movie Bushwick, it more likely gonna be something like that, but even on a grander scale and even worse. I remember watching the beginning of that movie, and the two people came off a date, and they were quiet. You know, they was in the subway and walked up to the stairs, and they see a man on fire running down the stairs. Now, me personally, if I see a man on fire running down the stairs, I'm not going up there. I might wonder what's going on, but I'm not going up there. Soon the man took his dumb ass up there, what happened? Boom! A bomb hit. Dead. He wasn't walking circumspectly. That's why I said, man, we're going ahead and get into the house of mourning, that mourning spirit. Because once it hit, you're not going to have time to shed those tears, man. All right. Ecclesiastes 7:3. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. Yeah, the mind is made better in that sadness. You're gonna start to think more, and like the scripture said, walk circumspectly. And you're gonna start to think more and start changing habits. Now is the time to do that, man. Or being in that mirthful spirit, you just gonna feel like, oh well, I'm good anyway. I make it either way. No, man. This shit about to get worse and worse. Yahweh Shema Shai is about to light the fire up under those vengeful spirits. And man, once they get activated and do the thing that they need to do, which they're activated now, but I meant to say when Yahweh Shema Shai get them turn up papers like, hey, go wild, man. Whatever you want to do, however you see fit, punish the wicked. It's gonna be a time, man, when you ain't gonna have that spirit of feasting, that mirthful spirit, because it's just not gonna be there. If anything, you're gonna be in fear. All right, this Ecclesiastes 7:4. The heart of the wise, and we know that word heart going to the Hebrew word la, meaning mind. So let's read it that way. The mind of the wise is in the house of the mourner, but the mind of a fool, the mind of fools, is in the house of mirth. Yeah, don't be a fool, man. Going out there to them clubs, especially one like that. I'm pretty sure that club was one of those clubs. I mean, it seemed like it was probably a Jake club at that. So continue to be in that house of mirth when you see all hell breaking loose, and not go back to that house of mourning to be in a sorrowful state where you can really think rationally about how you should move. Because when you're happy, you tend to let things slide by and you're like, oh well, it is what it is. Man, you got to be in that mirthful spirit. You got to prepare. Because things like this will always happen. So you think you're going to go to the club and have a good time, they can be the time Yahweh Shema Shai call your name to come on back to the spirit realm. And we've seen 7 people end up getting critically injured. And it's all of the will of Yahweh Shema Shai, whether they live or die. But he's showing the people, look, y'all not in that time of partying. Y'all in the time where everything is going to go down the way I want it to go down. And you're going to have to take it. All right, we're on here. Isaiah 24, 7 and 8. New wine mourning and divine language. All merry-hearted do sigh. And it's coming to a time where all those merry-hearted, they're going to sigh, man. Because 2/3 of our people don't have Yahweh Shema Shai. Neither do they look for him in this time. So all those merry-hearted people thinking it's party time and it's my birthday or it's Christmas and all this. Hey, how about Shema Shai is about ready to unleash all out hell upon the earth. So that kind of spirit is going to get you killed, man. All right, verse 8. The mirth of the tabret ceases, the noise of them that rejoices ended. And Yahweh Shema Shai about to bring an end to your rejoicing, man. Like I said, it's about to be a time where you ain't going to be able to go to the club. You ain't going to be able to try to release that stress. It's just going to build up and build up and build up, man. The Lord is about to put the whole world under the spirit of mourning. Because once those great evils of Jacob's trouble that's been described in the Bible and the Apocrypha truly start hitting, a lot of people just ain't gonna make it. The joy of the heart ceases. Yeah, that joy for music is gonna be gone, baby. Call hello Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah. This party time Babylon is about to come to an end. And there's about to be a lot of people who's going to be back in the spirit realm. Because they rather be in that spirit of mirth, thinking that even though they seeing all the stuff that's going on, things going to change. But they're not. Only destruction is waiting. We're going to end it out here on Matthew 24, 6-8. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled. For all these things must come to a pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilence, earthquake in diverse places. And all these are the beginning of sorrow. And you're seeing all this stuff come to pass that it says here in Matthew 24. We are in those beginning of sorrow. So if we in the beginning of sorrow, why would you want to be in a mirthful spirit? Why do you want to rejoice when Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah said it's only about to get worse? And it's about to be a time like no other, where all hell gonna break loose. Where Michael, the archangel, going to have to stand up for the elect of Israel, the Savior, because it's going to be so bad. You still want to be in that mirthful spirit? You still don't want to walk circumspectly? You still think about going out to the club and brunch and having all this fun? It's a thing to do in this time. Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah is about to wake up a lot of people. But I hope this video is edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah. Shalom.